Welcome to the Central Pennsylvania Music Podcast. Tonight's guests, Gary of 108 Gatherings and Collin Psyberbilly of the FoolsDog Band. And now, your hosts, Daniel Kime and Alan McCutcheon.
Hello and welcome to the Central Pennsylvania Music Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel. Tonight we have Collin and Gary. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Really appreciate it. So I guess one of the big topics to talk about this evening, let's just dive straight into, is the Strawberry Moon Festival. So Gary, you are the executive producer and founder of 108 Productions and the 108 Gatherings. So can we talk about what is Strawberry Moon and the origins of it? Just dive right in.
Sure. Yeah, so first off, Troy gave me that title. I didn't do it. It was very, very nice of him. Well
Who
put.
is Troy?
Troy is another one of the co-producers. He's behind the scenes. I booked the bands. He booked me here. Got to say thanks to Troy.
Gotcha. Thanks, Troy.
Origins of Strawberry Moon. So we started in 2020 as an antisocial gathering during the lockdowns because we had the space and some of our friends are like, "You going to do this or what?" And so we did, and everybody liked the way that we were handling ourselves, and we decided to keep it going.
Nice. Awesome. So now we're rolling into year 7, technically?
Yep.
That's awesome. So it's in June. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 18th, 19th, and 20th.
The 19th, 20th, and 21st. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell us more about the festival. What can people expect?
So it's probably on the smaller side. It's super chill in a shaded venue. So, I mean, like, for myself, I've been to a lot of bigger shows when I was younger, and then into the Pennsylvania, kind of got this really good independent pseudo-underground festival scene. It's a really great music scene in Pennsylvania. And we just kind of tapped into that on like the low-key side, like people who've been doing it for a while and are like not looking for a giant mess and a big, shebang. But then there's also people there who it's their first festival, so it's a great mix of people, and really the people make the places, and we got a great place to put great people. It's just an amazing time.
Awesome. Now, is this like a all day for all 3 days thing, or is it more of like a music starts at 3 and goes till 9, or what can people expect from that?
Yeah, so it's changed over the years as things do. One of our like main objectives is just to provide a safe place for people to do what they enjoy doing, whether that's like spinning fire or just hanging out in the campgrounds, or people come up with this idea, you should do this. I'm like, okay, great, go ahead, you do it. Like whatever it is. So if people want to start playing music early, like, I'll open the stage up, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
But we have our first band scheduled to start at 4 on Friday. Gates open at noon, so come on early, get settled in, get your camp situated, and then the music will get going. Friday's usually kind of wild, getting everybody in there. We got a bunch of people returning that have helped on parking and gate at different times throughout the years. Like, we've had this people and these people come out, and then this group of people come out. And now this year it seems like we're set up that like all of everybody that's been there before is kind of lined up to come. Okay. So even just with the people helping out, like, we already have a good amount of people there. So it seems like it's kind of foreshadowing for, we're going to need the help to get everybody in there Friday.
Yeah. For sure. How many, what's attendance look like every year? We're talking hundreds, thousands?
Yeah, no, we're in the hundreds. I think a couple years ago we hit right around 250. We brought in another outside crew who was kind of focused on like the EDM thing, where, so we wanted to have a DJ between bands just to kind of keep things going, and then they got excited and they wanted to have their own stage, so we went with it. But there was just a kind of a clash in cultures. They were from like the DC Baltimore area and didn't really understand the like Pennsylvania underground scene,
Yeah.
Like it was their first time camping, this sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Where most of the people who've been there, like, they hold down camp.
Yeah. For sure.
But so yeah, it was a little bit less than next year, but like more high quality people. And this year, we're looking to be right in the same range, probably between 200 and 300 people. Slow growth has been the goal, not just like sell a bunch of tickets with a big name. We want to like grow slow and intentional and support the community is more the objective.
Yeah, do it right, and make sure that everyone gets their opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's sweet, man. Awesome. Now, Collin, you are a musician. You've played there. You played your first show there in 2014.
2024.
I'm sorry, 2014. No, 2024. Wow. Gosh.
Time travel.
Yeah, I know. 10 years off. Man. So, did you play as, now you do a solo act, Psyberbilly, and then you also play in a band as well.
Yep. So that first year I played with a buddy of mine. He came up and he had his looper going, so we combined like the looper and the synthesizer, and that was the first Psyberbilly set.
With the banjo.
Yeah. I had the banjo and he had the guitar and the synthesizer and the looper.
Sick. Awesome. So, but you played as Psyberbilly. Mm-hmm. Do you have any plans as playing with FoolsDog there in the future or this year or anything?
Yep, sure do. We're booked to play Friday night. We're really excited. It'll be our return to Strawberry Moon. We played there last year.
Nice.
It's actually my first time playing with FoolsDog. They've been a band for a little while, and I just joined the end of last summer officially.
Nice. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. That's awesome. So let's talk about your type of music a little bit. I already know a little bit, but let's tell the viewers so that way they know what to expect.
Okay.
So tell us what Psyberbilly is and what kind of music you make.
So my main instrument is my banjo. And my technique comes from a lot of the old time banjo players, like the frailing or claw hammer.
Okay.
And I feel like it's like a resource for inspiration that isn't tapped into too much. Like it just kind of got to like a certain point in history, and then people just kind of left it behind. So I found a lot of like cool avenues to, add things like funk or the blues. So basically, I'm just trying to make like, fun, danceable music through like a lens that comes from an old time style.
Nice.
And then when I do my Psyberbilly performances, I like to include, I do a lot of just like, banjo and vocals, folk songs, but I'll also do some stuff with beats that I make on a sequencer live during my sets.
Okay. So is it kind of like when we say sequencer, is it kind of like a looper where like you're making the beat live and then you get that going and then you start playing your banjo over top of it, kind of like a Tosh Sultana kind of type thing or something?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have a looper on my instrument just yet, but I use a program, it's actually on a tablet, where I just make like a melody and then a bass and then a drum kit or something, and I'll just make that on the fly, and then I don't have too much utility with it, but I can like take them out and mix them and turn it down certain channels and stuff.
Gotcha.
And then just layering. It's pretty simple stuff, but like bringing it to life. It's fun.
Dude, that's sweet. Something I've always wanted to try to mess around with myself, but still have never gotten around to it. But regardless, so I gotta ask. I think you might be the first banjo player we've had on here, actually.
Oh wow, it's an honor.
Dude, it should be. So tell me. I mean, I can't really say I used to play the banjo. I used to be able to play the banjo a little bit.
Okay.
How I ended up playing was my dad had one sitting around. I think it was like our storage room. I don't even know if my dad knew how to play. And one day I just pulled it out, bought new strings for it, and started playing and learned how to play it a little bit myself. What's your banjo origin? I gotta know because it makes me curious.
So I never like thought I'd be a banjo player. It was never something I like wanted to find. Just something that I kind of found through circumstance, and like it just kind of clicked. So
Well, you have like classical drum training, right?
Yeah, that's where my musicianship starts. Is I've been playing percussion since I was in middle school. I did like the drum line and like the marching band and all that stuff.
So you can keep a beat.
Yeah. So it's actually funny. The technique I use on my banjo kind of feels like a drumstick in a lot of ways, because a drumstick has like you hit it and then you get the bounce and you get the reaction. Mm-hmm. Well, my banjo technique has really just downward pluck with my fingernail and then a pop off with my thumb, which is almost, to me, I visualize it like a drumstick hitting and bouncing off, but happening in 2 points at once, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like
so
slapping the banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just interesting for me that the percussion background just became so helpful with learning the banjo. But I just had one. There was one in the house that I was staying at that nobody was using, and I was bored and started messing around with it one day, and it clicked so much, I just picked it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's opened a lot of doors for me. I haven't really played music since high school. Played like drums here and there on a kit with some jams and stuff, but the banjo's, given me an avenue to like play live and, you know, play for people and, you know, write songs and stuff. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, I feel like the banjo is certainly a very overlooked instrument, man. It can really like change the sound and dynamic to stuff. I mean, it just, there's nothing like it. I mean, you can't even say it's like, oh, it's like a crossover between like a guitar and a bass. It's not like that at all. It's completely different, especially with the fifth string.
Yeah.
You know,
That fifth string's where all the magic is.
It is, man. It is. It's truly unique. Absolutely love that. So we've kind of talked about both of you guys now a little bit. Let's talk about where did you guys meet? How did you guys come together? And I understand, Collin, you help out with Strawberry Moon. So let's talk about this a little bit.
I can remember it real easy when we met because it was the first time we brought our newborn daughter to a music festival. And I was always like, why would anybody bring a baby to a music festival? You know, but there I am with my newborn or 3-month-old baby and new wife. And she was down to go. So we went. And that was the first time that she slept through the night. And it was those 2 nights. And everybody was super receptive. Oh, my God, thank you for bringing a baby. And I was just not the reception I would have had as myself, you know, a few years earlier. So that's when we met. It was Pumpkin Ball in Liberty, PA.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Native Maze.
Yep, that's one of my favorites. They had a great lineup that year. I remember you and your people you were camping with had like these really awesome big quartz crystals that you guys had found.
From when I was living in Arkansas.
Yep.
And Troy was there that year too.
Yep.
Troy.
Oh, really? Okay. I got to meet this Troy guy one of these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he's a legend.
He's got wizard vibes for sure. Disappears off into the desert.
Yeah. Shows up exactly when he wants to.
Precisely.
Yeah. Yes, precisely.
Exactly
yes.
when he's needed.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We had to get the Lord of the Rings reference in there. That's awesome. So, and then so you said in 2020, Strawberry Moon came to be, and Collin, were you involved at that point yet, or?
No, I didn't get involved until 2024, which was when, you know, they gave me my first opportunity to play a solo act at Psyberbilly.
Gotcha. Okay. And now this year, though, you're going to be helping out, and you helped out a little bit last year.
Yep. Last year I was pretty involved.
Shoveling gravel.
Yeah.
Building the stage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got my hands dirty a little bit, showed up a little bit early, and we got everything set up, and then, you know, just played a little bit during the actual event, and then this year I'm returning probably just to play this time. So
nice, man. I did want to talk about the venue a little bit more. So where is it located? And you know, I know you said it's like a shaded outdoor area, but can we go a little bit more in depth about it?
Sure. So technically it's a secret wooded location.
Okay.
It's near Spring Run, Pennsylvania, which is, if you know where Shippensburg is off of 81, it's maybe another half hour, 45 minutes off into the forest.
Okay.
We're tucked up against like the Tuscarora State Forest there.
Okay. Yep.
So it's beautiful, beautiful area. Reason for the secrecy, well, it's a built-in technique to keep slow growth. Also, it's kind of like, you know, it's a festival, but we try and operate it a little more like a private party. You know, like if you were over at your friend's house, you're going to conduct yourself a certain way compared to if you're just like at a giant show, you know, with 80,000 people. There's just a different framing.
Yeah.
But also, one of my wife's stipulations, she's a co-producer, helps, you know, like check the bands. Like if she likes them, she's got really good taste in music. I'll show her, I'm looking at this band, I'm looking at that band. You know, we're just going over policies. And so that was one of her stipulations for us to have the show, is that we'd have to vet everybody against the National Sex Offender Registry.
Okay.
So it sounds kind of like a big ask. Most everybody's been super down with it. You know, it's like we're just protecting our audience and providing a safe space ahead of turning a profit. That's just not what we're there to do. That's not the main goal. It'd be nice to be able to make some money, but ultimately we want to provide that safe place for people to do what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And it's a good litmus test.
Yeah.
You know, we get these vendors who are all in, and then we tell them, and you never hear from them again. Then you know.
Wow, that's crazy.
All the bands are really grateful. We've only had an issue once where, you know, a larger national touring band wanted to be able to. It's pre-sale tickets only, right? So they wanted to be able to disclose the address on the internet, and that's just not something that we're willing to do because it is on private property. It's not just like a random campground. So
okay, gotcha.
You definitely get that like curated experience.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like you're really crafting a great experience there by keeping it private, and vetting who all is going to be there. I mean, you want to make sure you're surrounded by good people with, good energy, and that's amazing what you're doing. I really actually think that's super sweet.
It's reaffirming. Sometimes we question why we're doing it, and but it has value, and the ticket sales are public, so you can go on our website 108productions.net. You could buy a ticket, and then when you do that, you're going to use a credit card. It's got your name on it, and we just check that your first and last name against the list. Super easy to do, not invasive at all, very private. And then you show up with your ID at the gate. We give you the address. We'll double check you when you get in, and then you're there. It's like you're at your buddy's house.
So how do you get the address?
So we email it to you.
Okay.
Or
when you buy the ticket, or is there like a date, like whenever the event gets close? Like
whenever anybody buys a ticket,
okay.
I check everybody personally, and then usually within 24 to 48 hours, you're going to get the address.
Okay.
If you want to give your email or your phone number, whatever way is best for any person to do it.
Very cool. Now I like that, man. That's actually a really cool idea.
Thank you.
Of course. So can we describe your collaborative artistic efforts and the roles each of you play respectively?
Sure. I'll jump off there. So we collaborate on the event, for sure. We shoot a lot of ideas off of each other.
So
and
to add to that point, because that's a good place to start. But I think of the show itself as like a concept album. Like you have one band play, that's like one song on the album. You have the next band play, where does that take you? Where does that go? And Collin has been very helpful. And when I'm like, I don't know who to book, who should I hit up? Like that's where Collin steps in, and he's like, this band's fire right now. I just caught this band at that show. They're great. Because I got kids, so I can't be out there checking out all the shows, checking out all the new bands.
That's my favorite part, is getting just that little bit of influence on what we get,
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's got to be a good feeling too, because it's like, oh yeah, I know music.
Yeah, and then we bounce ideas off each other. I've helped a little bit with setting things up, like the road and the stage and all that. But we also spend a lot of time collaborating on music.
Okay.
Last summer, we spent quite a few hours jamming together. We talk about gear a lot. We help each other with. Gary helps me a lot with
I'm a gear nerd.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm just an acoustic player, and now that I'm playing with a band, I got to start plugging into stuff. So it's I'm so lost, and Gary's been a big help there. We've had some really cool jams together. He's helped me figure out some of my songs that I've written. That's just the start of it,
Yeah. I mean, so you guys have known each other for 8 years now. I mean, what do you guys see for the future with your collaborations and the festival itself?
Who knows what's gonna happen? I feel like we're getting close to an inflection point, where it's we're hanging out, we're chill, we're just doing our thing. It's a small community of people who get what we're doing, and once it reaches just the degrees of separation between this community are not that far. Somebody who knows somebody that knows pretty much between those three people everybody in the area. Even though it's a large area with lots of people, it's still a small world. And,
for sure.
And once we hit that inflection point, it's just we better be ready.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you're trying to prepare yourself for that too. I mean, like you're saying, with kind of vetting everything, you're kind of also making sure you're not getting in too deep at the same time, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really like the idea that you're on this. I want to go this year for sure.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's genuinely exciting me. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys there. And then how do you guys support each other in your separate independent projects? It sounds like you guys do a lot of stuff together, but I mean,
Gary definitely gives me a platform, with not just Psyberbilly, but also my band FoolsDog, and as well as a lot of my friends. That's been hugely helpful. A lot of what I've been doing on stage recently hasn't been something I've been able to envision without kind of the stepping off point. And I know that's not something that's just for me. That probably happens for a lot of musicians who come through Strawberry Moon and 108.
Yeah.
For me, it's fun to just be able to play with your friends, with Collin. When you develop that rapport with somebody that you just know, we're gonna have a good time jamming together. And it's not even about preparing for a show or having an audience. It's just let's just sit down and make some noise together. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, jamming with your friends is a blast, man. That's my favorite pastime.
Oh yeah. And we make some far out stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we take it pretty far. Sometimes it's hard to come back from it, you know. But it's just a great time. And it's like great exercise and everything.
Yeah. Gary, what do you play?
It's a good question. A little bit of everything. I'm not a drummer. Like I can keep a beat, but like a person who's actually a drummer is like amazing. I don't know. There's something about being a drummer. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I started off on bass. That's like my first love of music is bass. And then I kind of got moved over into guitar, just of like the demand of being in bands when I was younger. And then as I got a little bit older, it was really hard to coordinate with bands. I traveled the country a whole bunch, and in the world for that matter, and it makes it hard when you're traveling a lot to like keep down a thing. And now I live in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, so to even get to a practice is a tall order. So I started playing like is essentially the modern version of a one-man band.
Okay.
You know the loopers and stuff that people do. I got a few of them that run, and I got some analog synthesizers and the soundboard, so I could plug any instrument I wanted into there. And the point of that project is to try and get crowd participation, to get the random person to come up and just hit some buttons. I'll loop it. It'll be great,
Okay.
Ask a question, tell a story, like however anybody wants to participate. That's the goal. I got tracks that I could bust out, but I'm trying to get people to interact with it.
So like you're trying to make like an actual like interactive experience with live music.
Definitely.
That's sweet. Crowd engagement's super important. I mean, it's something that we've talked about a lot on the show where, some bands, and not to throw shade at anyone, not saying to anyone that we've talked to, but like some bands have it and some bands don't, and when you go to a show where a band can put on like great crowd interaction, it really makes the experience.
It's an art of itself.
It really, yeah. I mean, I've probably name dropped this band on the show a million times, but like my all-time favorite band is a band called The Maine, and they make kind of like a indie alternative rock kind of music, and it's like nothing crazy out of this world, but whenever I went to see them for the very first time, I was just blown away by like the way they engage the crowd and get everyone moving together and singing. I'd never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, there's a magic in live music for sure. Like there's some artists where it just doesn't translate. I see them live, and then I hear the album, I'm like, that's the song, it's cool, I enjoy it. It's like, but that time that I saw them at that place, that was magic.
Oh yeah, especially like jam bands too. Like, you guys ever heard of like Goose?
Sure.
Yeah, dude. Their live version of Slow Ready that's like 14 minutes long. Oh my God, that was how I found them. And then like I heard the like studio version, and I was like, this isn't even the same song. This isn't even good. I only want the live version, Oh my God, yeah, live music's sick, man. It's yeah. I love what you guys are doing, man. It's super sweet, and I can't wait to attend this year and check it out.
Oh yeah.
Of course. So, more on your passion for music and art events. Why are music and art events important, and what values does it bring to you and your community?
Oh man, I value that kind of stuff a ton. It's done a lot for me. I think there's something to be said about the distraction that we can get from like the crazy lives we live, and just like take our focus and put it on, a live band. Which, a live band, there's a lot of things going on. There's really crazy technology. There's crazy like artistry and writing and everything. It's just like it's a spectacle to marvel at, and I think it's very valuable. And not only that, but when you're a budding musician and you go to these like festivals and things, you get a chance to like play with people of all different degrees of experience, and you get like a lot of really awesome feedback. Like for me personally, like these events like Strawberry Moon, you meet a lot of players that like to say yes and to your ideas, and that is incredibly valuable, not just for like musicianship, but as well as like building confidence in people. Like if it's really, when you make that transition to like starting something to like really enjoying getting something back out of it, I feel like you gain confidence in so many other ways, For sure. I feel like that's incredibly valuable. And I don't think that I personally would have found that without the avenues of live music.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're working with good people, man. I mean, just the confidence that boost that can give you to get out there and play more music. It's all good for the community and circles back around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I think it's a big foundation of what Gary's been going for over at Strawberry Moon.
Yeah.
The value in music and collaborative effort it's really untold. Like, it's hard to actually put like a number to it or quantify it. Like, I've used the word magic already, and it kind of sounds like whimsical or airy-fairy, but like, I really do think music, like, it is magic. There's an aspect of time travel. Like, you hear that song and it brings you back to 12 years ago or whatever it is, in that time and space. It can bring you back, and at the same point, music can pull you into the future to new experiences. And I think as artists and supporting artists, that artists really do have an ability to see how they want the world beyond just what it is. And that itself is very powerful. And then beyond the kind of like mystical aspect of it, music is just fun and cool.
Yeah.
Right? And so one of the reasons that we really started this is it started with a farm. And once we started, we were selling at farmers markets and stuff. And then got more serious, and we decided to have the event as like community outreach for the farm. Right? Because you could grow all the food that you want in the world, but if you don't have somebody who likes what you're doing and wants to receive that product, then there's no real point in doing it. And so we knew that it would take a community of people working together to really achieve the goals that we had as a farm, because it reaches beyond, like, this is a 501c3, right, non-for-profit. And so that's the ultimate goal of this event, is to be able to support beyond just like the creative aspect, but also like the nutrition and the healthy environment. So I have a degree in fisheries biology.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I learned how to grow fish in college. Like, it's kind of a weird thing to do, but
That's
like,
sick.
as far as like the science and the ins and outs of it, just like to give you the quick little sound bite, not get too into the weeds about it. But it's like, you can use a pound of feed to grow a fish, or you can use 4 pounds of feed to grow a chicken, or 8 pounds of feed to grow a cow. So just like energetically, just like for dollars and cents, you want to grow fish just because it's like the cheapest, but it's also the hardest because of water and all this sorts of stuff. And so through my research and all this, is I developed a feed that's like good for the world, it's good for the ocean, and I have some crazy ideas that basically can help bring aquaculture into the modern era. It's a technology that was developed in the 1800s when we started killing all the trout in the streams. We said, well, we can grow trout and we'll put them back. And that just caused problems down the line, because then they were catching fish out of the ocean to feed those fish, and now the ocean's in trouble. And so it's kind of like this death spiral that people have been on in agriculture. And I've learned that you can grow the seeds that you need for the oil and just feed that to the fish. When I did this in college, I said, no, you can't do that. That won't work. And has anybody tried it? Nope. Okay, so I made my own fish feed. That's kind of the basis for the farm. I met a doctor who wanted to grow sturgeon.
Okay.
He's like, hey, did you ever think about growing sturgeon? I said, no, I didn't. I did not. I was thinking about going to Arkansas and grow catfish, just pay my taxes and be left alone. But Dr. Wilson entered my life, and we started a collaborative effort, right? Again, that magic that happens when people with ideas come together. And so he believed in this vision that I had and decided to become a business partner. And the festival was a way to engage the community in this global endeavor that I have in my mind. And he ended up dying a year after we bought the property.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that was pretty epic. Super grateful for the time that we had, because he put me on the path that I'm on. And without his vote of yes, his dollars in the ground, I bought the land and he was going to build the farm. He bought us a cabin on his deathbed, paid in cash.
Holy
Amazing man. And so we continue on, without Wilson's financial support, but we have the support of the community that we built in the beginning. And that's what we're up to out there in the woods.
Wow, man. That's an impactful story. Oh my goodness.
And I'm just trying to give you like the high level details, right? There's so many things going on.
Yeah, man. I mean, you really circled that well with, coming back to the community and having the support of each other, because, sometimes that's all you got, and this world needs a lot more community, man. We're all so separated anymore and isolated into our phones these days, where, people don't know their next door neighbor, and, it's fantastic that you did that to build a community, man. And definitely want to talk more off air about it. That's super cool that what you did there. Oh my God. So, and that's still something you're working on, is the building the farm, or?
Yeah. They all tie together. Strawberry Moon supports the farm supports Strawberry Moon. And the belief that people like Collin and the other people around us on the team that they have is what's moving it forward and allowing it to continue.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I don't even know how to change topics after that. That's just crazy. Oh my gosh.
I told you music's fun. It's magic.
Dude, it is, man. Seriously. I know when you're saying that, I mean, like, music is magical, man. This is a weird thing that I've always related music to, right? So when I was a junior in high school, my high school was offered, our chorus was offered to go to Disney World to sing the national anthem, and then go to like downtown Disney and like sing a few songs and stuff like that. Ended up going on the trip, and I hadn't been to Disney. I think I went when I was like a baby, like hardly even remember it. And I remember like walking into Disney World for the first time at night and being like, dude, this place has a weird magical feeling to it, right? And then like the only thing that I've ever been able to like replicate that with is music, where it's just like a certain song will hit and it will remind me, and this sounds like you said kind of like cheesy, but it's like, dude, I feel like I'm in Disney World right now. I have that magical feeling, that dragon I've been chasing, it's crazy. And music really does move people in a marvelous way.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. All right, another question I've been curious about. So you're both into more of like a folk, would you say almost like a psychedelic type of music or something like that?
Right, like 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this what you guys have always played, or like did you start out in like a metal band or a country band or something like that, and then found your way into this kind of?
So my first band, we only played one show, and I was a keyboard player in that band, and we were a jam band.
Okay, so you play the drums, the keyboard, and the banjo.
Yeah, so I started with drums, and then I learned the banjo, and the banjo taught me piano somehow. I don't know how to explain that.
Usually it's the other way around. But.
Yeah. But so it's actually leads into how I got involved with Strawberry Moon, is that we played one show on New Year's Eve, and it was incredible. And then we went to go book Strawberry Moon, and we got a pretty nice time slot. And because it was our second show, the rest of my band got some cold feet, and they all dipped. And I was like, well, we got the set. I'd like to have a good time late night.
Colin, I got you late night. A guy, man. Come
yeah, so I just did a solo thing, which I threw it together in like a month. I grinded open mics. I did like 5 open mics in a week, 1 week, just to get ready for it.
Nice.
And, yeah.
That is a grind, 5 in 1 week. Oh my gosh. And what kind of music was that?
That was just, well, my like the stuff I was doing at the open mics.
Yeah.
Just like folk song stuff. I didn't have like the sequencer or anything involved. Just my banjo and my voice.
Singer-Songwriter on a banjo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick. I love that. How about you? What kind of music have you played? I mean, just mostly what you're playing now, or?
Yeah, so I probably started more in like, what was first like real band was probably right around 2002. So we were really, like started off with covers, just trying to get your chops. So like Blink-182 was really popular then.
Yep.
Super easy to learn their songs, you know. I was really into Nirvana at the time. So we had a lot of like Blink covers, Nirvana, and then like some random other things, like some Rage Against the Machine sprinkled in there, White Stripes. I don't know. We covered quite a wide gamut of music. And then we played through with, it was me and my younger brother was the drummer, and I played guitar or bass, depending. And we had a bunch of different musicians come through and play with us. And then eventually we found a bass player who we just like clicked with. And that was kind of on the like post-punk, kind of like, I don't even know what you would call it, just guitar-oriented, drums and power trio. And then, we graduated high school and go off to college and all these sorts of things, so it gets harder and harder to keep a band together.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said before, is just the difficulty of playing with other people is what led me into playing with the like electronic-ish stuff, but I still try and do it like live, you know, like so that it's not just like hit play on a track, you know, sort of thing.
How many suitcases you got now? 3 for your setup?
Three suitcases.
He's got 3 suitcases full of gadgets that he runs all his guitars through and just like makes the coolest music out of it. Just like takes it so far, and you never know what kind of sounds you're gonna get or effects, and then takes what he's created and then takes that through effects. And it's just like this ever-changing thing. It's pretty cool.
When it works, it works. Like if I'm like, yeah, I like that one, that's pretty good. But then sometimes I'm just like, that was bad. That was bad.
I'm assuming your setup is like enough to like a stage tech would see it and be like, oh, what the hell?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have friends who run PA and they're just like, oh no.
I'm not touching this.
But it's real simple, you know. We just did open mic at what is it? The SRCC.
Yeah, it's over in Lancaster.
Yeah. And whoever was running sound was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, here, it's just one cable, it's fine. Oh, okay, I can plug that in.
Just looks intimidating, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So I wanted to ask a little bit more about the FoolsDog. Music-wise, do you have any sort of upcoming albums or shows or new music being released or anything like that?
So we haven't gotten to record anything yet. Previously to me joining, it was a pretty eclectic band with like a rotating group of members, and then the founder, and then like one consistent member. And since I've joined, we've taken a lot more of approach to like original songwriting. Can you repeat your question again? I'm sorry.
Oh no, just did you have any like upcoming shows, events, or music being released?
I got a bunch of stuff in the next 2 weeks, live shows, but you know,
this won't be out before the
right.
Sorry, guys.
But I am playing Friday at the Strawberry Moon. Really excited for that. We're playing, I think, for 2 hours, so we're really excited. We got a bunch of stuff we're working on. And then I forgot to mention this before, but we're actually playing at a weekend at Bertha's.
Okay.
That's in Townsend, Delaware in July. That's a really cool one. That's run by the Merry Pranksters.
Okay.
They throw an event down there. And they got a crazy lineup. We're sandwiched between like some really big names, and there's international acts coming through, so we're really excited about that one.
Sick.
You've played a bunch of good shows though, like Threestival, isn't it, or Hotel?
Oh yeah.
And,
So this year we did Hotel Threestival. We also did this really cool one at the end of January called Show of Hope. We haven't done Carnival yet, but we're working on a Battle at the Bands to maybe change that.
Nice.
We got Battle at the Bands on the 26th of April, and if we win that, we have to go to finals, and if we win finals, then we might be playing Carnival. But,
that's sick. Where's Carnival at?
that's in Kempton, Pennsylvania. It's over by Allentown.
Okay, gotcha. I'm not surprised I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, that one's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, it's super original, super artist forward, crazy good lineups. It's one of the best around, I think.
It's kind of I haven't been there, but I know lots of people kind of, there's an overlap, but it seems like it has like a theme, like it's just like encapsulating. It's an experience.
Yeah.
The whole event is a thing.
Yeah, there's lots of clowns.
Oh, okay. I'm not going. Definitely afraid of clowns. Yeah. That's gonna be a big old no for me. Sorry, man. Hope you go, but definitely afraid of clowns. Probably shouldn't admit that on somewhere where people can see that and hold it against me.
Now they know.
Watch out for FoolsDog sets. My lead player is a clown.
Oh God.
A professional.
Oh, love it. My mom likes to dress up like a clown and scare me from time to time, like usually on Halloween. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll be like out handing out candy. My mom just shows up in a clown costume. If you're watching, Mom, thanks.
That's sweet.
It's a thing. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time and coming on the show. Is there anything that I maybe forgot to mention that we needed to promote for this or anything?
Yeah, I feel like we covered everything.
We hit all the points pretty good, right?
Yeah, come to Strawberry Moon. It's going to be fucking awesome. I don't mean to swear, but it's going to be awesome.
OneAwayProductions.net for tickets.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll make sure we have the link in the bio for you, and any sort of information to find your music and anything else. So, guys, thank you so much. This was a blast, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in June.
Yeah,
hey, awesome.
I had a good time.
Thank you for having us, man. It's been great.
Awesome.
Of course. Yeah, appreciate it.